Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily Lippert, Program Manager here at the American Brain Tumor Association. Welcome to ABTA's first ever caregiver meeting, Empowering Caregivers, Strategies for Navigating the Many Facets of Caregiving. The ABTA's patient and family meetings are free half-day virtual meetings designed for brain tumor patients, caregivers, and their loved ones to gain in-depth knowledge on a brain tumor topic. We hope our virtual program will be an enriching experience. We thought a good way to connect and learn about other attendees would be to participate in some polling. When a poll is launched, a box will pop up prompting you to respond to the question. Your answer will be anonymous and only collective results will be shown. Let's launch our first poll now. So our first poll is, what region of the US are you tuning in from? We want to see where all of you are located at today. All right, I see the polls coming in so far. We have representation from all over. Wow, even international. Okay, I'm going to give it a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, well, we have a pretty good amount of people on here today from all over. It looks like our highest is the Northeast. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks so much for participating. All right, I'm gonna launch our next poll. So this will just give us an understanding of where each of you are at today and understanding your role as a caregiver. So please rate your overall understanding of your role as your caregiver. There is no right or wrong answer. Okay. Seeing a lot of movement. I'm going to stop it in 3. Ooh, I see some more movement. 2, 1. All right, so we have an even split here with the highest percentage for great in general at 42% each. Those are some really good responses. We do hope after today's meeting that not only will you have a little or general or great understanding, but an excellent understanding just from the resources and the information shared today. All right. Well, thanks so much for participating. At this time, I would like to now welcome ABTA's Program Planning Chair, Margaretta Page, for her leadership in the development of this excellent program. Margaretta is a lifelong neuroscience nurse specialist with over 30 years in the field of neuro-oncology nursing. For the last 10 years, she has had the privilege to develop and run the University of California, San Francisco's Neuro-Oncology Caregiver Program. This program offers individualized and tailored support to the caregivers of the neuro-oncology patients receiving care at UCSF. The ABTA and myself is really incredibly grateful for our partnership with Margaretta and UCSF over the years. And with that said, please welcome her to say a few words.
Thanks, Emily. And I'd just like to say good morning to everybody and echo what you had to say. Just welcome to the ABTA's first ever meeting with a full agenda dedicated specifically to the caregivers of people living with a brain tumor. I think many of you would agree that when someone has a brain tumor, everybody who loves them is impacted by that diagnosis too. And presumably the fact that you're here this morning means that as a result of this diagnosis, you have assumed that new role, the role of being a caregiver. Some of you have had to really step up and assume the role overnight. And for others, it actually evolves a little more slowly, maybe over months or years. But regardless, in most cases, people have little or no training for this. And so at times it can feel a little bit scary and overwhelming. And that's because you as caregivers often play a really crucial role in providing both the physical and the emotional support of your loved ones as you navigate this illness together. So today, we're going to delve into many of the facets of caregiving, and we will share some very practical tips and resources that will support you in your role. We will discuss ways to cope with some of the losses that can occur from a diagnosis like this. And we will offer you some skills that you can use to cultivate self-compassion and support for yourself as you navigate this journey. We are thrilled that you joined us this morning to take advantage of this great opportunity to learn about the resources and the strategies that are available to help you navigate your journey as a caregiver. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Margaretta, for that overview for our program today. And thank you so much for all your leadership in the development of today and the selection of our speakers and sessions. I would also like to thank all of our speakers for taking the time out of their day to share their insight and expertise. Additionally, thank you to ABTA's sponsor, Novacure, for their support of this meeting. Without the time and the effort of each of these individuals and organizations, we would not be able to bring you this quality educational programming that has brought together the caregiver community. And with that said, we want to kick off today's meeting with our very first session, all about the ABTA. The ABTA continues to be a proud advocate, and we are steadfast in our mission to be a strong ally and resource for the brain tumor community, including the caregivers. This presentation will discuss the many ways that we are here to serve you and how you can get involved. Please help me welcome ABTA's Chief Mission Officer, Nicole Willmarth.
Thank you, Emily. I'm excited for this meeting today and happy to talk to you all and share more about our mission. As Emily mentioned, my name is Nicole Willmarth, and I'm the Chief Mission Officer for the American Brain Tumor Association. And I'm really fortunate to work with an amazing team every day that makes sure that we fund the best research and that we're helping patients and their families. So I'll get started. That brings me to our purpose at the ABTA. Next slide. For those of you who aren't familiar with the American Brain Tumor Association, our mission is to advance the understanding and treatment of brain tumors with the goals of improving, extending, and ultimately saving the lives of those impacted by a brain tumor diagnosis. And that includes not only primary brain tumors that start in the brain, but also metastatic brain tumors that start somewhere else in the body and travel to the brain. You can go to the next slide. And it's important to note that more than 800 children and adults are diagnosed with a primary or metastatic brain tumor every day. Approximately 94,000 new cases of primary CNS tumors will be diagnosed this year, and around 200,000 new cases of brain metastases. So that just gives you an idea of the population that we serve, and it's not as rare as many people think. Next slide. So for more than 50 years, ABTA has served as the champion of the brain tumor community. And here are just some of the ways that ABTA has impacted the field. First, we have supported about 800 research projects across all tumor types and ages, focusing on research that has the potential to transform the understanding and treatment of brain tumors. We have also invested more than $35 million in brain tumor research. And we serve more than 100,000 patients annually through our website, resources, and programs. Next slide. We also continue to seed and nurture the next generation of researchers through our ABTA Alumni Research Network, or we call it AARN. Once a researcher receives a grant from the ABTA, they become a part of our AARN network. And the AARN empowers these researchers through scientific exchange, collaboration, and career development. And we bring researchers together for a 2.5-day meeting each year where they talk about not only brain tumor science, but also they share ideas and gain insight that will shape their careers and the brain tumor landscape as well. And then next, I want to talk about how ABTA works to inform and empower patients and their families. Next slide. So a good place to start is the ABTA website. Our website provides accurate and trusted information for patients and caregivers, and we provide information on diagnosis, treatments, side effects, as well as resource centers for caregivers and listings of brain tumor treatment centers and support groups. There's a wealth of information on our website. Another resource that ABTA offers is our vast array of educational materials. We have 18 printed educational brochures that are available to patients and families free of charge, or you can also download it online from our website. And the brochures cover a variety of topics, such as specific treatments or tumor types. And as you can see, we also have a caregiver handbook. And some of our brochures are available in Spanish, but we're currently working to translate all of our brochures. Next slide. We also have our educational programs. These include our webinars and patient and family meetings. So for webinars, we host these throughout the year. These are 60-minute live presentations from medical experts in the field about topics requested by patients and caregivers. And there is always a live Q&A at the end where attendees can ask questions directly of the expert. In addition, the webinars are recorded and saved, so then you can go back and listen to those at any time by searching through our library of on-demand videos. For patient and family meetings, such as the one we're having today, thank you all for joining. These are virtual half-day meetings that are designated for patients, caregivers, and healthcare providers to take a deeper dive into a topic of interest. And we do that through physician presentations or patient caregiver perspectives, sometimes tumor boards, different formats within the patient and family meetings. But it's a good way to dig into a topic in more depth. And I did want to note, we have a webinar coming up on CNS lymphoma on April 18th at 1 p.m. Central. So wanted to let you know so that you can tune in for that as well. Next slide. The National Conference is our biggest meeting and is the largest conference in the US dedicated to brain tumor patient and caregiver education. In fact, for our last conference, we had over 1,400 registrants from all over the globe. This is a 2-day meeting, usually held in the Chicago area. We have made our national conference hybrid, so we will be both in person and virtual. Our co-chairs this year are Dr. Marta Peñas Prado from National Cancer Institute and Dr. Roy Stroud from Wake Forest University, and they are currently developing a wonderful program. I'm really looking forward to it this year. And our goal for the national conference is to provide patients and caregivers with access to nationally recognized brain tumor experts so that they can learn about treatments, disease management, support services. And our national conference also provides them an opportunity for them to network with others that are going through a similar journey. And you can see from the photos that we have a lot of fun too. And this year, our national conference is going to be on September 5th through 7th in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is not far from Chicago O'Hare Airport. So an easy trip. Please mark your calendars. And we encourage you all to register and join us in person or online. Registration for in-person is $40, and we also have financial assistance available for those who need it. And virtual attendance is free. Next slide. All right. If you're interested in one-on-one support, our patient and caregiver mentor support program would be a great fit for you. Through our peer support program, we match mentors and mentees based on their diagnosis, and we encourage support through email and phone communication, sometimes in person as well. And participants in this program say it can really be helpful for them to know that they're not alone and that they can speak with someone who has had a similar path to theirs and get guidance and support. We have mentors that have experience with a variety of different tumor types, including metastatic brain tumors. And as you can see, to date, we have matched over 1,100 matches, mentees to trained mentors. And here are some of the pictures of a few of our fantastic mentors on the screen. All right, we also offer ways of getting support when you need it. Our care line, the ABTA phone and email information service, is one of those that we offer. And the purpose of the care line is to really provide support, information, and resources to brain tumor patients, caregivers, and healthcare professionals. And these calls are answered by our trained and caring staff. And then they can have one-on-one conversations with patients and their family members and help to guide them to the resources that they need. So if you have a question or need information, the care line is really a good first place to start. We get calls ranging from immediate emotional support to seeking financial aid, assistance. We also get calls from healthcare providers or other healthcare professionals who are looking for resources for their patients. We don't offer medical advice through the care line, but it's a good service to guide you on what questions to ask your doctor. And we can also give you some evidence-based articles on topics of interest that you may want to know more about. And then on the other side of the slide, we have Connections, and that is ABTA's online support community, which is hosted on Inspire. And Connections is a private space where brain tumor patients, survivors, caregivers can come together, can share their experiences and support one another. And for those who wish to have 24/7 access to support, this is a great way to connect with somebody at any time of day. And one benefit to Connections over other social media platforms is that it is confidential. So you could create a username, you can post anonymously if you choose. And another thing that's nice about this is you can search by topic instead of just scrolling through a lot of posts. You can actually filter by topic area. And we currently have over 39,000 members on Connections. So this is a very active and robust community. All right, so how can you get involved? If you're interested in giving back to the brain tumor community, there are a number of ways that you can do so. Next slide. First, you could participate through our ABTA events. One we have is our Breakthrough for Brain Tumors 5K, or we call them BT5K run walks. So you'll see that signage, BT5K. We have these run walks around the US. These are considered one of our signature fundraising programs. And you can see the list of the states where we have BT5Ks at the bottom of this slide. We also have a virtual BT5K, so you can participate in that as well if we don't have a BT5K in your area. Next slide. Team ABTA is our endurance fundraising program. And on the right side, you can see a list of marathons and half marathons that we're participating in this year. You can both train and run with Team ABTA, so check those out if you're a runner. And then you can also form your own fundraising events through our Fundraise Your Way opportunity. People across the country are hosting their own fun events like wine tasting or snowmobile racing or bowling or golf tournaments. Really, the possibilities are endless and people get really creative with these events, and we're happy to help if you want. Just reach out to us and we can help you to plan your next event. And if you're looking for ways to give back other than fundraising, ABTA has many different volunteer opportunities. For example, as you can see in the photos, on the left side, you can volunteer at one of our BT5K events. And then on the right side, you could work at an ABTA booth at one of the many conferences or the meetings that we attend. Or you could be a skill-based volunteer. If you have specific skills like photography, you could volunteer doing that as well. Just let us know if you're interested in volunteering and we're happy to get you involved. I also wanted to share our exciting Meet Hope Head-On campaign. We launched this campaign last year to celebrate our 50th anniversary and to turn hope into action. Our goal of this campaign is reaching $50 million over 5 years, and we are already well on our way. We have 3 pillars to this campaign. The first is to triple our research funding for brain tumor research, and that is because we know that the path to a cure is through science. Another pillar is to double our reach of the patients that we serve. We want to put more hope and resources into the hands of all those who need it. And our final pillar is to accelerate federal funding for brain tumor research. We're making progress now toward our goal, but we need your support too. So please join us in meeting hope head on. And then I'd like to end today by encouraging you all to stay connected to the ABTA so that you're aware of upcoming news, events, and programs. You can sign up for our Mind Matters e-newsletter at abta.org/Mind Matters. And I also encourage you to follow us on social media. You can see all the social media platforms that ABTA is on. And that's it. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the meeting.